Before we dive into the 3 tips you have to know about Procreate, make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to go over our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Now, in Procreate, there are 3 tips you have to know before anything else. Listen, we all want to dive in, right? We want to just get to sketching, create the art. We can't do that though. We need to roll with tip number 1 and set up our canvas the right way. Sure, Procreate has pre-made templates for you. That is not what we want to do though. Okay? It is tempting to dive in, start sketching, trust me. Getting your canvas size and resolution right is super important. And here's why. If you plan on printing your artwork or working on a detailed project, you need to go for at least 300 DPI and make sure your canvas dimensions match your end goal, whether that's Instagram, posts, prints, animations. So let's walk through this together and make sure we have it right. And that begins with creating a new canvas. So up in the top right-hand corner, you will see a plus sign for a new canvas, and then you'll see a smaller little folder sign where you can create your own custom canvas. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a square canvas, which will be 3000 by 3000 pixels and 300 DPI. Now DPI is not set to 300 factory, so you will need to change that as well. So again, create your 3000 by 3000 pixel canvas, 300 DPI, and hit create. Once you do that, Procreate will open up your new file, which will be 3000 by 3000 pixels and 300 DPI, which is good for just about anything. So printing t-shirts, printing prints, Instagram, social media, all the things, you are now good to go. Now, tip number 2, we want to save your wrist, your Apple Pen, and your iPad. And that is with the pressure of your pen. Now, from the company in the app, the settings come where you got to press pretty hard to get a thicker, darker line, which, if you don't know this, it's fine. But I'm going to tell you, once you figure this part out, it is just so much nicer to use. And you do this with the pressure setting in preferences. So let's go through this together. On the upper left, click on the little wrench. That will open up your actions, and then you're going to click preferences. From there, a little ways down, you'll see pressure and smoothing. Now, this is key. Straight out of the app, you have a pretty much perfect line going diagonally across the graph. When it's like that, you need to press extremely hard to get darker, thicker lines. So what you want to do is create an uphill arch. Nice little uphill. Right there, you'll see on the top, I am going too far. You don't want that, right? That is too far. You want a nice, smooth arc. And what this will do is make your pen much more responsive to where you don't have to press hard to get the thicker, darker line. It will save your wrist. It will save your hand. It will do all the things that you need. So make sure you go change that pressure sensitivity for your pen. Now, tip number 3 is such an important one because you're going to see so many Procreate videos where people have the smoothest lines and you're not going to be able to figure it out. So, for instance, these first couple lines that I'm going to draw, that's about as good as I can do by hand. Maybe I could slow it down a little. So what you want to do is you actually want to adjust the stabilization. To do that, you're going to go to your brush and then click on the brush that you're using. So for instance, rough edge ink in this one. And that will open the settings for the brush. From there, you will see stabilization come up. And under amount, it's going to say none. You want to take this and raise it up about 50% of the way. From there, click done. And now you will have a brush that is silky smooth. So when you go to run these turns, it just creates more flow and makes such prettier lines and images. And it makes a lot of things possible that without this, you just can't do, or you spend way too much time trying to do. So make sure you change that brush setting. So now, before we go, let's just talk about this 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Yes, there is a long ways to go, But subscribe and follow along, because the first thing we're going to give away is a brand new iPad Pro. Now, why? Because if you're using Procreate, you should have the best out there, and I want to help make that happen. So 10,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a new iPad Pro. From there, we'll see what the next giveaway is. But subscribe, follow along, and in the next video, we'll deep dive a little further with 5 tips you're going to want to learn when you start using Procreate.